Hey everybody, what's up? We got some Guns N' Roses news for you today on Guns N' Roses Central, and the first piece of news is just rumors, but they're being louder and louder over the past month or so. And as you guys know, Rock in Rio is in middle of September, and they have a number of dates that the festival goes over. And the rumor is that Guns N' Roses are going to be co-headlining the festival on the same night as The Who. Now, the dates haven't been announced for when Guns would be playing Rock in Rio, but their North America tour ends on September 8th in Texas, and then they're done. So they have about a week or so before they head down to Rio and they play the festival. They said the sale to the public for the tickets should go out in April, so they'll have to make an announcement anytime between now and probably early April for who the lineup's going to be. Lady Gaga's already been announced as part of the festival, and she will be headlining one of the nights. And it should make for an awkward encounter backstage if this rumor is true, because Roger Daltry didn't really have good things to say about Axl Rose. Late last year, he called AC/DC with Axl Rose karaoke. He also said, I think AC/DC will miss Brian Johnson much more than Brian will miss AC/DC. And he was asked as to whether he would actually attend any AC/DC shows with Axl fronting the band. Daltry said, I mean, go and see karaoke with Axl Rose, give me a break, the Who singer said. So if you guys want to read the entire article, I've linked to it down below. Let's go on to our next news story of the day. So Guns N' Roses are set to play their final show in Australia for 2017. They've arrived in Perth, Australia. So these are some of the shots at the airport. There you can see Guns N' Roses disembarking from the plane, and just their plane on the runway. So these were been floating around Twitter. I thought you guys might find them interesting. Let's go on to our next piece of news for the day. And as one can imagine, Steven Adler's interview with Mitch Lafon on, I think it was Thursday or Friday, has made the rounds on the internet. It's all over Google and the rock sites. And, if you guys missed the interview, you can listen to it down below. But basically, in summary, we found out that Steven was supposed to be part of the reunion. He was supposed to split playing the songs each night with Frank. And he even said he practiced 25 songs for about 2 years or so. And I don't know if that means that the reunion was being planned for 2 years or whether he just plays 25 songs a day and that's how he practices every day. But he also had very kind things to say about Axl in the interview. So if you guys want to check it out, hit the link down below. We've also got another article about Axl Rose in The Independent, and it's called It's Not Been All Wine and Roses for Axl. Yes, Axl Rose may be a prat with a paranoid disorder, but he created one of the best albums of the 1980s. And, the article just shares some stories from like the Use Your Illusion days, and then, sort of offers like a preview of their upcoming gig that's going to happen in 2017 this summer. It does tell a story that I've heard many times before. And, one of the stories it talks about is when Guns was playing Europe in 91. They were playing a show in Helsinki, Finland. They were an hour into the show. Guitarist Slash launched into Welcome to the Jungle, and Axl stormed off stage. And he basically left the stage for about 25 minutes, and then he finally returned. And then a few nights later, Guns was playing in Stockholm, Sweden, and Axl's mood hadn't really improved at all. He basically left his hotel room at 9 p.m., and was due at the elevator to his limo that would take him to the actual gig, but he basically played roulette for 90 minutes instead. And then he told the limo driver to take him to a local festival because he wanted to see fireworks. And then when Axl eventually got to the actual stadium where the gig was happening, it was around 11 o'clock at night. And then Axl basically told the audience, if you're bored, you should have saved your money and gone and seen the fireworks, basically referring to the fact that not enough people were standing up for the show. And then, later on in the tour, a few nights later, Guns were supposed to play Norway for the first time, but the show had to be canceled, not because Axl was too late to the stage, but because he was actually in Paris. From what I read, he was seeing a doctor for his voice. And I remember Matt Sorum did an interview around the time, and he said that he was really disappointed that he didn't get to play Norway because his ancestral roots are originally from Norway. But they did get to play Norway in 1993. And then we've got some footage from Guns N' Roses' show in Adelaide, Australia. It was their last show they played on Saturday. And there's this part where they're playing Yesterdays, and Slash is sort of on his side of the stage, and no one's around him. And then as he's about to turn around, he runs into Axl, and he's sort of surprised to see Axl there, and it sort of startles him. So if you guys want to see it, I've linked to it down below. Let's go on to our next story of the day. Since you guys love rare footage so much, I want to thank one of my subscribers, Anna, who actually pointed me to this video. So this is a rare Slash Snakepit interview. I know the video says 1994, but I think it's supposed to say 95 because he refers to the fact that he jammed with Zakk Wylde and Guns N' Roses, and that happened in early '95. But anyways, it's a short interview with Slash and Eric Dover from the first incarnation of Snakepit. They talk a bit about Guns N' Roses. He puts down Paul Tobias, or Paul Hughey as he calls him in the interview. And then there's also a performance too of the two of them playing an acoustic version of one of